Annotating your textbook. Strategies for reading your college textbook. What is annotation? Annotation is selectively underlining important information or details and writing marginal notes on an essay, article, or textbook chapter right in the margins of the book that you are reading. Why is annotation an important skill for a college student? It is one of the most effective techniques to help you become an active reader rather than passively highlighting huge sections in yellow or pink. How does one annotate? Here are some strategies to annotate a textbook. Survey. Survey the reading selection to discover the contents and how the information is organized. Star and highlight the main ideas. After reading each section in the textbook, one subheading to the next subheading, star and underline key words, phrases, and main ideas. Write the main ideas in the margin, not as sentences, but with key words or summary words, next to each section in the margin. Underline those details that answer your questions or directly support, prove, or explain the main idea. Note the details by also marking them numerically, 1, 2, 3. When you finish underlining a section of a chapter, remember to write those key words. Use key words that will briefly explain the information you've underlined in that section. This will check your comprehension and improve your learning. Design your own system of symbols for annotation. Some ideas are a double line for main ideas, a single line for details, a bracket for important paragraphs, an asterisk for important information to remember or a good test question, numerals to show a listing of examples or details. Write EX to mark examples. Examples help us understand details. Write DEF in the margin to indicate a definition. Write question marks for key points that may be unclear to you so you can ask for help for that area later on. Circle all the key words that tell who, when, where, what, why, and how. Be alert to signal words that point out major details. Here are some examples of different kinds of signal words that point to major details. Words that signal examples or illustrations. For example, for instance, to illustrate, including, such as. Words that signal time or sequence. The student needs to know things in a particular order. First, second, last, after, now, next, previously, until. Words that signal comparison. What's important in this passage is what is the same or different about two things. Similarly, likewise, like, as, just as. Words that signal contrast. What's important here is what's different. However, even though, but, conversely, nevertheless, yet, whereas. Words that signal cause and effect. Thus, accordingly, since, therefore, so, and because. Let's give annotation a try. First, survey the article that follows from a biology textbook, The World of Life, Pregnancy, and Childbirth. If you are in the reading lab, ask the instructor for a copy of the article. You may pause the tape at any time to have a longer period to look over the article. The first trimester, the second trimester, the third trimester. Before you start reading, ask yourself, what is the organization? Here, it is probably a time order, so you know the emphasis of the chapter is the sequence of developments. In other words, the student will need to know what happens during each trimester. Think of what you already know about the subject and some questions that you have about this topic. Write the questions next to each chapter heading as you're going through the chapter. Let's get started. Be sure to underline selectively, write the keywords in the margin, number the details, mark your examples, and include your own questions and thoughts. Now, turn the heading, the first trimester, into a question and write it next to the title. For example, what developments take place in the first trimester? Read through the section once rapidly to get a general idea of what it is about. Circle any unknown words and clarify their meaning before continuing. Now you are ready to annotate that section. Then go to the next subsection and repeat the steps listed above. Create a question, read the section, clarify unknown words, annotate the section. When you've finished annotating, compare. Look at the example of annotation that follows. Again, you may pause the tape at any time to have a longer period to look over the reading. The first trimester. Question, what developments take place? Marginal notes. First trimester, susceptible, may not survive, miscarriage. First division, cells are all alike, same potential, 72 hours equals 16 cells that divide and become smaller. End of the month, 1/8 of an inch, millions of cells. Second month, bone, jaw, shoulder, head, brain, fastest. Circulatory system, day 46, sex apparent. Fingers, toes on paddles, embryo equals 2 inches, fetus. Third month, move, breathe out of bulb-like lungs, swallow. Differences in behavior, smile and grimace. Does this correlate with personality? Notice the selective underlining in the passage and the numbered details. The summary notes are very concise and all major details are included. Continue by looking over the second trimester and third trimester. To review, read aloud the underlined text and the summary notes you have created. You now have an excellent tool